Largest comeback win in the NBA this season, defeating Philadelphia 76ers on a go-ahead three-pointer from Nikola Vucevic with 3.2 seconds left to seal a 113-111 victory on Tuesday night. Bulls start 6-1, their best start for the franchise since 2021-2022. My name is Derek Lamola. This has been a look at your local morning sports report.
Life moves fast, and your banking should keep up. This is Will Perkins. At Taylorville Community Credit Union, managing your money is easier than ever. With our 24/7 online banking and mobile app, you can check your balance, transfer funds, and pay your bills. Anytime, anywhere, safe, secure, and just a tap away. For more information, call or stop by one of our local branches. TCCU, local banking that goes wherever you do. Member NCUA.
Hey, Troy, my furnace is making some weird noises.
Like what?
When it kicks on, it sounds like...
Huh?
And then it goes...
Come on.
And it ends like this.
Well, those are sounds we hear this time of year, but I don't think they're coming from your furnace.
If you hear your furnace huffing and puffing and raising a ruckus trying to keep up with the colder climate,
call Jansen's Heating and Air.
We'll dispatch a batch of highly trained heat hunters to your homestead to conduct a meticulous, methodical, and masterful inspection of your heating and air.
Then, if needed, we can professionally and confidently recommend repair or replacement with a new energy-efficient system.
It may lower your energy bills, and that's good, because this is the time of year...
Don't say it.
...to save some bucks.
I knew you were going to say that.
Call Jansen's Heating and Air, 562-5201. JansensHeating.com.
Your information station. WTIM.
Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our morning show brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and joining us in this segment, we have Matt Hart, owner of the Hart Media Group, and Jack Hart, founder of IL Sportswire and digital media manager for the Hart Media Group. Hopefully we got those titles correct. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Morning, Grayson. How are you this morning?
I'm doing all right. You know, we've had a good slate to start, and let's see if we can round it out strong here today. We're going to start with just about the Hart Media Group, origins, things of that nature. How did we get our start, and what would you like to share?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people know, but maybe a lot of people don't know that Hart Media Group is a relatively new company, but most people will know it's the company that purchased this radio station, WTIM, as well as all the radio stations in Taylorville and the radio stations in Clinton as well, and also TaylorDailyNews.com and DeWittDailyNews.com. And it's been great. You know, Randy Miller has been owner for 33 years, and it's a real honor to take over and continue to serve the community as he has served the community over the last several decades. And so that's what we're committed to do, is just continuing to serve local communities through things like our radio, Taylor Daily News, and but also what we did want to do is we wanted to continue to find new ways to serve our community and expand the things we do here with digital, whether it's on social media or on our website or video. And so we know it's 2025, and we always want to be focused on whatever means necessary connecting our community. And that's why our tagline at the Hart Media Group is connecting people. And our belief is that, you know, whether we're using AM radio, FM radio, digital media, social media, it doesn't matter to us as long as we're connecting people. That's our drive every day here at Hart Media Group and at this radio station and Taylor Daily News and all of our stations and our news products as well. And so it's been an exciting time. It's been fun getting involved with the community through Hart Media Group and just again, there's so many great stories that can be told, and you do this every morning. We've done this morning, all morning, had some great stories, and the folks that were in here before us tell us some great local stories. But we're continually thinking, what can we do to tell more stories or to reach more people or connect more people, and that's what led us into some of the new things that we're doing at Hart Media Group.
Okay, so let's maybe dive into a couple of those with what is Hart Media. So maybe folks know the radio station side of things, the AM, FM. Maybe they know about Taylorville Daily News, but maybe they're not as familiar with some of the digital media side of things. I don't know who would like to take the floor, but just tell me a little bit about those.
Well, let me start. I'll kind of tee up IL Sports Wire, and that's why we've got Jack Hart here with us, because if you've been at a sporting event in Taylorville or Shelbyville or South Fork or Edinburgh Central A&M, just about anywhere in Central Illinois, you've probably seen the IL Sports Wire guy. I call the IL Sports Wire guy. The IL Sports Wire guy is running around capturing video content, interviewing coaches, interviewing players, capturing moments with the cheerleaders and the fans, because we wanted IL Sports Wire to be more than just what's going on the field or more than just what's going on in the court. We really want it to be about the community. We want it to be about the game, yes, but we also want to talk to the coaches. We want to talk to the players. We want to talk to the cheerleaders. We want to talk to the fans. We interviewed Tommy Tornado.
We did interview Tommy Tornado. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was fun. We interviewed the mascot. I'm not sure the mascot has been interviewed on video before. So, but those are the things that we want to do at Hart Media Group, and with new things like IL Sports Wire. And so we've had an absolute blast running around covering. And again, it's not just football and basketball. We're covering football. We're covering volleyball. We're covering cross country. We're covering 8-man football. We're covering golf. But if it's local and if people are involved and we can connect the community and connect people together, IL Sports Wire will go out there and we'll cover just about anything.
Sports obviously a great way of connecting the community, and they do so Friday night, Tuesday, all through the week. Yeah. Typically, maybe Sunday is the only day of rest from there. But when it comes to Hart Media, that's a good look at how it got its start, or maybe why we wanted to jump into the pool. We touched on IL Sports Wire, so maybe how did that quite come to be? What was the idea behind it? Just tell me a little bit about the plan too, behind that too.
Well, we started with the idea, and then Jack, the IL Sports Wire guy, really ran with it. And again, the idea was we're already covering the games on radio, and Grayson, you do a fantastic job covering Central A&M, and Leroy and Reed have done a great job covering Taylorville sports. And we've got great people covering Shelbyville sports and all these other folks that we're already doing on the radio. And so we wanted to come along, complement what we were already doing at Hart Media Group. And we said, well, what if we just sent someone there with a camera and some microphones and captured those moments, right there on the sideline? And what if we captured the coach right before the game or after the game? And so we kind of had this plan to do that, and that's where the IL Sports Wire guy comes in.
That's where it came in,
and he just ran with it.
Yeah, IL Sports Wire was an idea. I grew up in a Rochester area, small town. I grew up in small towns. I love the community support all around it. And I've grown up in an area where we've had that. My soccer games, I was a college soccer player. I've had that video. I've had Channel 1450 at the games. But these small communities have never had someone to come out there and care about it. Taylorville, they get the little bit of the 1450. Payne has never had it. Shelbyville's never had it. Central A&M's never had it. And what it really is these communities. It's these communities that really go to the Friday night football game. They go to the volleyball game. They're supporting the high schools because what's going on in these communities, these sports are what boosts those communities. It's what makes the town known when you go to a state championship game. It what makes, and it's more than just, my thing is, it's more than just the football game going on there. It's the cheerleaders behind that. It's the fans behind that. It's the Palms that are doing their halftime. And we want to make sure we're there and showing all those aspects when it comes to those small communities, because everyone deserves to be on video, to have their kid highlighted. And that's, I think, the most important thing is we want to look at the aspect of the entire game, not just what's going on the field or on the court.
So do you feel as if then, everybody plays football, we'll say, everybody plays basketball, but every gym's a little different. Every fan base is a little different. Was that maybe the reason why we wanted to highlight some of those things? Maybe we'll consider them behind the scenes that don't get as much love or as much attention. Was that always kind of the focal point or an idea for you then?
Yeah, it's always. I mean, I've grown up. My sister was a cheerleader. Cheerleading is great, but a lot of those people are going out to a football game. They never look at the cheerleaders. The cheerleaders are out there. They're working their butt off. They're there at practice every single day. They're doing a lot of their stunts, making sure their performance is great. The Palms are doing the same thing. They're at practice every day, working their tail off to have a wonderful performance at half. The fans out there in the community. A football team is as much as what they are. It's as much as the community is there to focus on them. They're the people who put the money into it, that put the support into it. They're the boosters that help these football teams thrive and help these towns thrive in the sports. They're the parents that are going out into every single game, traveling around the nation, paying for, the tournaments they're going to, the games they're going to, the travel, everything. And we want to, you know, as much as a game is super important, we want to get those highlights. There's so much more beyond that a lot of people miss, and it's not seen throughout there. And
even the band,
we'll
band,
cover the band is super
the band's
important
part
as well.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what Iowa Sports Wire. That's our main goal, is to highlight everyone. And I think it's something that a lot of people have never touched on. It's something different, and we want to bring something different and exciting for these communities. And everyone has seemed to really enjoy everything that we're doing.
Sure. So end goal, maybe, or at least some goals. I know an end goal is probably tough to maybe put a stamp on, but in terms of the goal for Iowa Sports Wire, what do you envision maybe?
Yeah, so Iowa Sports Wire, number one, we're only 10 weeks in. We are 10 weeks in, and we've had extreme success. It is blown up. It's been it's super successful. And props to every single person in these communities that have supported us. We could not do it without you. Props to all of our sponsors, if that be our sponsors for regular season, playoffs, you name it. We're also looking for winter sports sponsors coming up there. You can check out our Facebook pages or email us there. But the main goal is, a lot of people don't know, Iowa Sports Wire, you might think, is Illinois. It actually stands for It's Local Sports. It's local, because we want to make sure that everything we're doing is for local. So we're hoping to eventually, you know, expand to those communities outside of where we're at, to say, okay, we have a camera guy who can go there, get those, you know, highlights of what's going on, post them on our brand new website, post them on our social media. We want to make sure all these small towns, because there's a lot of small towns around here, have that support and have the abilities. It's 2025, and we're looking to the future of digital. And if I'm looking and my son or daughter in the future is being highlighted from a small town, it's going to mean the world. That grandpa who lives in Colorado, they get to sit there and say, okay, I can see what happened at the game last night. And that's super important, and something that a lot of these small towns communities have never had. Okay.
Well, we do have, and this doesn't happen often, but Julie Soliday has dropped us a comment.
Of course she has.
And Julie would like to know, what is your favorite part so far about being, we'll call you the IL sports guy. What is your favorite part so far in this area?
Yeah, I think my favorite part is, number one, the people in this community. I've grown up in Rochester. I've been around this community, but I've never really been into this community. Once now, I've been around the people here, the support in Taylorville, Central A&M, Shelbyville, these small towns. Pana. I went to Pana last week for football. They were the most wonderful people to welcome me in, and it's just been a complete support. And Julie Soliday, once again, props her, has been a wonderful support to me, and I appreciate everything. Volleyball, I have not known anything about volleyball until this year. The volleyball girls, I know they lost last night, but had a wonderful season. I enjoyed every moment of that. Football with Jeb and all the players out there, the coaches, everyone, it's a community base. And the people in this community are so important, and they're so caring, and they're rooting for me. And I appreciate every single person in this community that has helped us and helped Iowa Sports Wire really thrive in only 10 weeks.
So the last question that I have for you before we go to break, connecting people. That's the Heart Media slogan. IL Sports Wire. How are we doing the two in tandem? How are we making that happen in tandem? Is it just the highlight videos, or is it us going there and being a part of that sideline?
So I like to say IL Sports Wire is connecting people through local sports. That just happens to be something that does connect people. It's as Jack said, that's those Friday night football games. We're getting ready to head into basketball season. I grew up, I think I have been at almost every gym in Central Illinois. I was drug around as a little kid because my older sister was a cheerleader. But you make those relationships, and those families and those stories are out there, and that's what we want to tell. We want to tell those stories. We want to connect those people, regardless of whether you're in the band or whether you're in the cheerleader, whether you're the athlete or the coach or the parent. We want everybody. We want to connect everybody, and that's, again, whether it's AM radio, FM radio, social media, websites. Our goal is to connect people.
One of the many ways that is planned to do so. We are joined by Matt Hart, owner of the Hart Media Group, and Jack Hart, founder of IL Sports Wire and digital media manager for the Hart Media Group, here on the WTIM Morning Show. We'll come back and we'll talk more with them in just one moment. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
Your information station. WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn and beans higher, wheat lower. December corn up 433.5. March corn up 2 3/4, 447.5. May corn 456 up 2.5. November beans 11.13 1/4, up a nickel. January beans up 6.5, 11.28. March beans 11.34.5, up 6 3/4. December wheat down a penny, 549 1/4. March wheat down 1/4, $562.5. December bean meal, $3.20.20. That's up $2.80. December bean oil, $49.74, up 21 cents. Livestock trade, November feeders, $330.10, down $4.87. December live cattle down $2.85, $224.95. December lean hogs, $80.40, up 47 cents. Energy market, December crude oil, $60.17, down 39 cents. RFD Radio Network.
The Taylorville Tornadoes are on WTIM. Listen on air or online for all football, boys basketball, and playoff games of both teams on AM, FM, and streamed on the WTIM mobile app. Sponsored by the Taylorville Community Credit Union, the Christian County YMCA, Rural Rentals, and Scooters Coffee.
The purple and gold are coming your way. The Taylorville Tornadoes are going to do it today.
Find out all the great things happening in the Pana area on the WTIM Pana Morning Show, Tuesdays from 8:40 till 10. You'll hear interviews with Pana area community, nonprofit, and business leaders each week. The WTIM Pana Morning Show is brought to you by these sponsors.
Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, your Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and Okanee Chop Shop.
Taylorville Care Center's personalized therapy program helps you get back to enjoying the season. Whether it's pumpkin patch visits, Friday night football, or autumn walks with the grandkids, we'll get you moving again. You'll have a private room, great medical care, and the therapy you need to get going again. If you've been in the hospital or just need a little boost, call Taylorville Care Center at 824-9636. 824-9636. Taylorville Care Center, caring for our community for over 50 years.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Beat Old Man Winter. Get on the waiting list now at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living at 705 South Houston. Stop shoveling snow and enjoy life. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
And we're back with our WTIM morning show here on your information station and brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm joined by Matt Hart, owner of the Hart Media Group, and Jack Hart, founder of IL Sportswire and digital media manager for the Hart Media Group. We talked a little bit about just how this came to be, not only IL Sportswire, but also the Hart Media Group as a whole, goals and more. Now we want to talk about what have we done this fall. A lot's been going on in the last 10 weeks, but how does fall and the sports that we've already covered kind of transition us into the winter months?
Yeah, it's been, this fall, we, again, as Jack said, we've only been doing this for 10 weeks, and we had no idea that it would take off as fast as it has taken off. We, and again, we're on our website, which is ilsportswire.com. And then we're on social media on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And on those platforms right now, we're averaging 1.6 million views a month from giving local content, local sports content, 1.6 million views a month. And we've only been doing this for 10 months. That's pretty exciting, but it also tells us that people want to see those local stories. And so now we're poised to go into the winter sports. Basketball is coming up, right? We still got a couple of schools in football. We haven't forgotten about those schools and finishing up football season. But right now we're talking to schools about covering basketball, because boys basketball and girls basketball will be here before we know it. We want to cover as many schools as we can, but of course we need sponsors to help us to do that. And so that's what we're doing right now, is we're reaching out to schools and asking if you'd like IL Sportswire to come to your school and be highlighting your games. We need those sponsors to help us do that. And that's what we're working on right now, so that we can continue this momentum and go into the winter months and cover as many high school girls basketball and many high school boys basketball games and teams as we can possibly cover.
Okay, so the fall has been treating us well so far. It still continues. Payne is still playing some playoff football. I know Taylorville obviously not doing so, but there are still schools in the area. Playoff football is starting to wrap up and starting to come to a close. But you mentioned there, basketball's right around the corner, and it comes very, very quickly. What are the plans as of right now for winter sports when it comes to IL Sportswire?
Yeah, our plans really are to cover boys basketball, girls basketball. What we're looking at in our markets right now, Taylorville, of course, looking at Pana, Shelbyville, Central A&M. We're looking at Okaw Valley. We're excited for Okaw Valley, hoping to get that on there. And then Rochester, of course. Those are our main ones we're really looking at, focusing on for the boys and girls basketball. And with boys and girls basketball, we want to make sure, and it's super important to us, we're doing 50-50. We want to have as much coverage as the girls and boys because they're just as much important. And that's what I think a lot of people have always missed is they go to just the boys basketball. The girls basketball teams have been just as successful in this area. We want to make sure to really showcase that. And, with football's ending here, props to Pana. Really hope they do really well. They play Flora this weekend going down there. South Fork still playing with their 8-man. They got a tough game at home this week to continue. So that's our 2 football people. We're still continuing on, but I'm starting excited for basketball. We're going to be doing some preseason previews with our coaches and teams to go out there and really showcase, what's going on in those communities, what's going on over at Central A&M, what's going on at Shelbyville, all this type of communities. So super excited for basketball. It's going to be brand new for me, to see, how to adjust from a volleyball football standard to really basketball. It's going to be crazy, but it's going to be fun.
It will be crazy, but it should be fun in that regard. Guys, we have less than a minute to go. Anything else to put a stamp on either the Hart Media Group, IL Sports Wire, the 2 in tandem? Anything else we'd like to say before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think just again, we've seen the hunger for continuing that local content and connecting people locally, and that's why we do what we do at Hart Media Group. And as we mentioned, right now we're trying to line up as many high school basketball, boys basketball, and girls basketballs as we can do. If anyone's interested, they can certainly email us at contact@ilsports.com. That's contact@ilsports.com. ilsportswire.com. Contact@ilsportswire.com. We'll get you directly to Jack, and he can tell you more about sponsoring and helping us cover all those local sports.
Yep, and we've had the support with this community from our sponsors, and they're going to keep us going. So I appreciate it.
Perfect. All right, gentlemen. Anything? A lot's going on. Matt Hart, owner of the Hart Media Group, and Jack Hart, founder of IL Sports Wire and digital media manager for the Hart Media Group, joining us here on the WTIM Morning Show.